Hello, my little fellows and my little ladies. How are you all? It's lovely to see you. And well, are you all set up to listen to a story, a magical story? I'm sure you are. And do you have your smoothies or drinks with you to enjoy? Did you call your cousins and friends to come over and share theirs? I'm so happy to see you all again. 2 weeks is a long time, isn't it? So what have you been doing? Yes, I'm sure you're all having great holidays and I wish you the best. Make the most of this heat, whichever way you can. All right, so it's time for the story. Yes, and the story's name is The Magic Abracadabra Magic Tablecloth. The Magic Tablecloth. So let's begin. Once upon a time, there lived 3 brothers, Leo, Jack, and Ben, with their father who was a tailor. He brought them up very well. He worked very hard, the father, Henry, and as the kids grew up, the boys had grown up seeing their father work very hard and honestly, and he had brought them very well. He had taught them to be kind to others. He had taught them to be hardworking. He had taught them to keep learning and working hard. So that's how it. But the town they lived in was not a very rich town. So people could not hire people for jobs or they could not they could not buy things. They could not buy things to sell them because they didn't have enough money. So the 3 sons, they tried their luck at home. Sometimes they would get a chance to fish and sell the fish, but the brothers did not enjoy fishing. So as they were passing down the town, they came across an old man who seemed hungry and sad and lonely. They bought some food and gave it to him. And that man, of course, everybody in the town knew each other. He said, "Jack, thank you. You're so kind. I wish you all the luck." So now the 3 brothers, Jack, Leo, and Ben, they decided that they'd have to leave the town to be able to learn some more skills and to be able to make more money, just like their father had done. Now he was getting weaker and older and they wanted him to rest. But he said, "No, as long as I can see and my fingers can work, I'll keep working." So that's how it was. So they, on the dinner table, they talked to their father and told him that they should leave town if they really wanted to learn something new and kind of improve their lifestyle and their wages. So the father said, "Okay, I'll miss you guys, but sure, you should go." And he had always encouraged them and made me proud. So the next morning, they all packed up and went in different directions. So let's follow Jack. Jack walked along, passing some villages, and then he came across a carpenter's workshop. Oh, the items that he saw outside really fascinated him. So he went inside. He said, "That should be interesting." So the owner of the carpentry workshop was there, and soon he hired him as an apprentice, and soon he was paying him wages also, because Jack was a quick learner, very hardworking, very diligent and very honest. और वो काम करता रहा, कई महीने उसको गुजर गए वहाँ, और लेकिन वो बहुत मेहनत से काम करता था, यहाँ तक कि the carpenter owner taught him carving. He became his favorite employee और उसका वो favorite बन गया, तो he taught him many things. So now Jack could make a house, could make chairs, tables, mirrors, what you name it, beds. he could make anything, and even carve them. So now he thought he was capable of kind of going back home and making his own living. When he told his master and thanked him for his guidance, and because of his teachings he had learned so much, otherwise he would not have been able to go back home to work, to make his own, to start his own work. So he thanked him, but the carpenter said, "No, you have been the best worker I've ever had, and hard work and honesty deserves a reward." So he took him to one side at the back of the workshop and then showed him a piece of wood. Oh my God! Jack said, "Thank you, that's very nice of you." He said, "No, it's not an ordinary piece of wood." And he said, "Table, spread thyself. Table, spread thyself." He said that 3 times. Oopsie. Wow, that was amazing when he did this. And the table kind of opened up and had a wonderful, delicious spread on it. Wonderful food. Jack was shocked. He said, "Oh wow, it's a magic table." The carpenter said, "Yes, it is. You deserve it. This is my parting gift for you." Oh, he was so happy and grateful. So he took that and went back home. Now, his home was a very long way off. He walked all the way. Well, he needed to rest when it started getting dark. So he came across an inn, and there he saw a lot of people coming in and going. So he thought this must be a nice place to stay. He walked in and he observed there were people having food. Then he noticed one table where a mother and a daughter were sitting, and they could not probably afford to buy food, so they were sitting, and the little girl was looking at other people's tables hungrily. He really felt bad. So he asked the hotel owner, the inn owner, "I'm sorry." उसने उनको कहा कि इनके साथ गए. He said they paid for the room, but they can't pay for the food, so no food for them. Now he was a very mean and cold fellow. Jack thought of something, and he asked the innkeeper that he wanted to stay overnight. So then he went to near that lady and the little girl, and he greeted them, and then he placed the piece of wood on the floor and said, "Table, table, spread thyself." He said it 3 times, abracadabra, kind of a magic spell words. And soon, boom, the table spread with all kinds of delicious food and fruits and cheeses. The mother and the daughter were surprised. Jack said, "Be my guests. I understand. You don't have to feel shy. Come on." And he sat with them and they had a feast. Now the innkeeper was watching. वो देख रहा था गौर से, और उसके अंदर ग्रीड भी थी, लालच भी था, और जेलसी भी थी. तो उसने लालच उसको आ गया. उसने कहा, "ये टेबल तो मुझे लेनी चाहिए. मेरा काम कितना आसान हो जाएगा." तो उसने जैक को उसके कमरे में पहुंचा दिया. And now in the middle of the night, what did he do? In the middle of the night, he tiptoed upstairs quietly. He had the key. He opened the door and stepped in, sneaked in. Shh. He was a bad man, dishonest. Now he was a thief, a चोर भी था. और उसने वो टेबल का पीस उठा लिया और वहाँ एक और उसी तरह का वुडन पीस रख के ही करके छुपाते हुए दरवाजा बंद करके, and he walked away. Oh my God. Now the next morning, Jack happily woke up. He was happy that he had helped the poor mother and the daughter, and now he could take this magic table back home and make his father comfortable, and his life too would be easier. And when he reached home, the father, Henry, was so happy to see him. And then the father asked, "What did you learn, son? It's so good to have you back." And Jack said, "It's the same, Papa. I'm so happy to see you. And I brought a special magic table." "Ah, I have to see it." Henry saw his son speaking to the piece of wood. "Spread thyself, table, spread thyself, table." And the table would not spread. Why do you think this happened? Can you guess? Yes, because it was not a magic piece of wood. It was the changed one, it swapped one. Yes. Oh my God, now Jack was embarrassed. Henry said, "That's all right. You don't have to impress me by, telling me these tales. It's fine. You're welcome back home. You've learned a skill. That's the best thing you've done." And, but Jack started working, and he was really disappointed and sad. And then came, okay, let's follow the other brother. Now it was Leo's turn, and Leo joined a miller. And, it's a farm, and where wheat is crushed and turned into flour, and you cultivate rice and things like that, like rice and wheat and flour, etc. So he started working there, and he learned a lot of trade skills. And soon, it was many months had passed by. So now he was missing home, and he learned the trade very, very well. And he was so grateful to the miller. So when the miller learned about that Leo was planning to go, he was very sad. He said, "I'll miss you. You are one of the best employees, workers I've ever had." Oh, so you see, all the brothers are the same. And see how people who work hard and are honest are respected and succeed. And that's what happened. So he said, "Before you go, I must give you a gift." Guess what? He gave him a magical donkey. Oopsie daisy. He gave him a magical donkey. Can you imagine? And he was very happy, but he asked, what could the donkey do? He said, when he brays, he pulls out gold coins. And and the millers spoke the magic spell words to the donkey and said, "Brick-a-bit, brick-a-bit, brick-a-bit, abracadabra." And guess, tuck, 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 gold coins started falling from his mouth. Oh, Leo was so. He said, "That's a wonderful, wonderful gift. It'll make my father and my father's life so wonderful and easy. He can rest now. Thank you so much." So he carried his magical, what? Yes, donkey with him. And then he reached the same inn. And guess what? Oopsie daisy. Now, the innkeeper had become very clever. And he was always on the lookout if somebody had a special thing, so he could steal it from them and make his life richer and easier. Now that's not the right way to make money, is it? No way. Absolutely no way. So he did that, and he was really surprised to see this guy with a donkey, and he wouldn't let go of the donkey, and he wanted him tied up very near to the inn. So now his ears plucked up. Who's innkeepers? Yeah, he kept a sharp eye on this guy. And when he asked Jack to pay, Jack said okay. So he went outside the inn, and the innkeeper followed him, of course, like this. And he saw that when this guy said, "Brick-a-bit," the donkey threw out golden coins. Wow, he got so excited, "I must get this donkey." So he planned swapping that very night, and that's exactly what he did. When everybody was fast asleep in the middle of the night, he did the dark thing in the darkness of the night. And what did he do? he brought another donkey and put it in place of the magical special donkey and took that one home and had a sly smile, wicked smile on his face. He thought this would make him rich. Now when Leo woke up, little did he know, very happily he proceeded towards his home. He met his father, hugged him. The son was so happy to see his father. So was Henry. He welcomed him back home. And Jack told him that he had learned the trade of a miller. Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Henry was really proud of him. Now you can make your own mill here and work. Yes. And they were very excited. But I have a special gift for you, father. Oh, another magical gift? Henry said. Jack was surprised. He said, yes, I do. And, well, he did. So he said, come outside and I'll show you the special donkey. And then he said, brick a bit, donkey. But nothing happened. Oh, Henry said, Jack, now don't try to oversmart me, okay? Don't be oversmart, okay? Stop playing these games, okay? As long as you have to, I'm very proud of you. Forget about the magic. And so disappointed and shocked and heartbroken, Jack went off to sleep. But both the brothers were working, Jack and Leo. They were working around the town. Leo was trying to improve the town and his home, and it was already looking better. And then Jack also started working, and so they were getting more comfortable, definitely. But they were very disappointed and they couldn't understand. And so they wrote a letter. Both of them wrote letters telling the third brother, Ben, who was Benjamin actually. They wrote letters to Benjamin telling them to be careful of the inn and the innkeeper on the way back, because he had stolen their magical gifts. He had swapped them, and it was really embarrassing, and it was quite a loss and disappointment for them. So he better watch out if he had to stay in that inn, because that was the one which came in the way. So, let's follow what's happening with Ben. Now, Ben, as he walked and walked and walked, he reached a town where there was a lady who made violins and taught music. Isn't that amazing? So he was really fascinated by that work. So he joined that as a worker, as a learner, as an apprentice. And over the months, he learned how to make violins and how to play them and how to teach. So it was amazing. And he enjoyed this journey of learning of music and the skill. And his mistress was very happy with his work and his honesty. And when now he had read the letters, remember that? Yes, that's the punchline. And now it had been many months. Now he was missing home. He had learned the trade. He had learned the skills. He had learned some work. So he thanked the mistress and said he must leave. Mistress was very sad. She said, I was really banking on you to run this workplace. But if you have to go back to your father, to your village, to your home. Yeah. So she said, but I must give you some special gift before you go. So she gave him a bag. Ben didn't say much. He was very grateful because he had learned from her so much. He was his teacher. So he said, okay, master, thank you so much for this bag. She says, it's a very special bag. Yeah. And just watch and see. And she said, violin. She just spoke this magic spell. But violin, play a beautiful tune. And soon popped a violin out of the bag. The magic violin was playing a beautiful tune. Wow! It was playing a beautiful tune. And he was really mesmerized. And then she said, okay, violin, go back to the back. And after a minute she said, violin, come on, shriek! Make shrieking music! Wow, 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 wow. And the violin made most ugliest, horriblest, shrieking sounds you can't imagine. Oh my God, his nerves were jarred, he couldn't bear it. He said, please stop, stop, stop. And she did. And she said, this will protect you. Its sounds will protect you when you're in trouble. Oh, so Benjamin Bent really thanked the lady and packed up, and that special bag with the special magical violin, right, and started walking back home. Now, but he had remembered that if he comes across the inn on the way, what is going to happen? What was going to happen was he was going to go in, but he was going to watch out. He was going to be careful. Yeah, and somehow get the magical gifts back from them. From the innkeeper, not them. Sorry. So, well, he stopped there. He spoke to the innkeeper, kept an eye on him, and then he sat on the dinner table with the other guests and started telling stories about his make-believe imaginary journeys of his brothers and how he had collected magical gifts. And he had seen magical tables and he had seen magical donkeys making gold, but nobody had seen this magical bag. So he made the innkeeper very curious and excited, and that was the plan कि वो excited हो जाए, curious हो जाए, और फिर वो steal करने आए, चुराने आए उस bag को, and that's exactly what he did. So he went and went off to his room and pretended to sleep because he knew the innkeeper is going to walk in. He had learnt all this from what? Yes, please say hi, who is it? And from whom? Write your name, send a message. So he put the bag very next to himself, his pillow, and went off to sleep. He didn't sleep, he pretended. And lo and behold, the innkeeper tiptoed like this in his room and tried to get hold of the bag. And the moment he grabbed the bag, Benjamin woke up and he said, make violin music, violin wake, violin music, violin wake, violent music, violent shriek music, shriek the music, shriek the music. And that's what he said. Guess what? Oopsie daisy! It was, oh my God, the sound of the violin was so shrieky. ऐसे था जैसे कोई witches howl कर रही हैं. It was so loud and horrible that he thought his head is going to explode. He said, stop, stop, stop. He said, it'll only stop if you give the magical gifts. He said, what are you talking about? And the music was playing, boom, 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 boom. It was playing and playing. Oh my God, he said, okay, stop the music, stop the music, stop the music. What do you want? He said, I want the magic table and I want the magic donkey which you had stolen from my brothers. Oh, no, I didn't. Again, he started asking the violin to play the most screamy and shrieky and violent music, and it did. Oh my God. innkeeper started running around and trying to save himself, but he knew he was trapped. So he said, okay, stop it, I'll give you the gifts. So he ran and got the magical piece of wood, and he brought the donkey to the door, and great. So Benjamin got the magical violin, he had the magical piece of wood, and he had the magical what? Donkey, you're right. That gave golden coins. And happily he went back home. And when he went back home, he saw a lot of changes in his town. The markets and the houses were looking better because, yes, Leo was helping them. And he could see that people were working and they had more flour and wheat and rice on their tables. He was really surprised. So his two brothers were working and helping the village folk. They were not focused on just making money. And when he went home, Henry was very happy to see his youngest son. And guess, he was so happy. And now he said, please, no more magical gifts for me. I'm happy, I'm glad you've learned your trade and you've come back home. And Benjamin said, no, Papa, I've got all the magical bits back. He brought the wood and gave it to Leo, and then he gave the donkey to Jack. And then in front of the father, Leo spoke to the table and said, spread thyself, table, spread thyself. Oh my God, and there was a feast on the table, boom, boom, and there was a big table. The father was really shocked and surprised. And what was happening? With that piece of wood, the magical food was there. And then number 2, what was happening? Yeah, he asked the donkey, do you remember the spell word? Break a bread, break a bread, break a bread. And the donkey brought out golden coins. Wonderful, wonderful, wow. And guess what their thoughts were? Now they'll be able to feed the poor in their village, and they'll be able to give money to the poor and help them, and they could give the money for charity. Isn't that amazing? And then the magical violin, he asked the violin to play music, and it was wonderful. And this young brother became very famous because he used to play beautiful tunes on his violin for the king and queen. So he became very famous, and they lived happily ever after. So if you are hardworking, if you really want to learn, and if you really have patience, you're going to win in the end, and you're going to win big. I promise you that. I hope you enjoyed the story. I loved it, so I thought I'll share it with you. So until next time, do send your suggestions. Bye-bye. Khuda Hafiz.